Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind the screen are 4 contestants who'll be hoping their knowledge is flawless, because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. Hello and welcome to Perfection, the quiz show where only perfect play is good enough. Behind me are the contestants. We call them the usual suspects. They're in our isolation room. In a moment, we'll find out which one of them has been randomly selected to join me here to play Perfection. They will then face a series of true or false statements. For example, if I said, Spike Milligan fought in North Africa during World War II, would you say that's true or false? Well, if you'd said true, I can tell you you'd be right. Answering true or false might seem easy, but if the contestant gets a single answer wrong, their opponents, the usual suspects, will be allowed into the game to capitalise on their mistakes. So you know how the game works? Let's meet the usual suspects.
Hi, I'm Liz. I live in Lincoln. I'm a will writer and this is my first game.
Hi, I'm Richie from Cramlington. I'm a business change manager and this is my second game.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm from South East London. I'm a call centre manager and this is my third game.
Hello, I'm Louise from Bournemouth. I'm a bra fitter and this is my fourth game.
Best of luck to you all as we now find out which one of you has been randomly picked to play Perfection. Liz, it's you. Please come down and join me. Liz, welcome to the show. Let's find out a bit more about you. You've got a busy home.
I certainly have.
Because you've got your own business going.
Yes.
Wills.
I write wills, yes.
Do you get any weird requests when people write their wills?
Oh yeah, anything from people wanting to being buried with their pet to vertical burials.
People like to be buried standing up?
Yes, it's meant to be eco-friendly, isn't it? So,
I see.
Yeah.
And they're getting buried with their pets?
Yes.
Shouldn't they wait till their pets die first? That seems rather unfortunate for the...
Preferably.
Yeah. Doesn't seem fair. Somebody else back to the Egyptian, like walling everybody up with a pharaoh. So you're running your own business. So luckily, you don't have any kids at home to look after.
I do. I've got 4 boys now.
It's going to be mayhem, isn't it?
It is a bit like mayhem sometimes, and sometimes I wonder if I'm mad doing it, but I really enjoy working for myself.
You straight in and straight down then, so that was kind of a shock, isn't it?
It was a bit of a shock, yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of nice to get used to it up there, but here you are with a chance to earn some cash, and it's now you versus the usual suspects. They are your enemies. Their job is to stop you from winning the prize fund, because your failure will mean the prize money rolls over to the next game, where one of them could be playing for a bigger total. Now, every game on Perfection is worth £1,000. Here's the good news. Nobody's won the last 2 games, so the current prize fund stands at £3,000. And I'm thinking that business or no business, with £3,000 and 4 boys to look after, that'd be quite handy, wouldn't it?
They cost quite a lot of money, my boys, because they spend a lot of my money for me.
I'm sure they do. Is there anything you can set aside for yourself, anything for you, rather than just being hard-working mum, a little something for yourself that you can enjoy with some of that money?
I'm sure I could fit in a sneaky trip to a spa, maybe.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would.
All right, here's how the game works. You'll play 3 rounds and then a final. Every round that you achieve perfection will make the final easier for you. However, if your performance is anything less than perfect, the usual suspects here will have a chance to step in and steal the round, making the final harder for you. The usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now, so you can't see or hear anything. And away go their smiling faces. Each round consists of 4 true or false statements. You'll be answering against the clock. You'll only have 45 seconds. And once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. You ready?
Yes.
Then let's get started and play Perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds start now. A banjo traditionally has 16 strings.
I'm going to say false.
False. 1st of January 2000 fell at the weekend.
I'm not sure about this one. I'm going to say false, Nick.
False. Dubai is located on the island of Borneo.
False.
False. And finally, the singer Paul Simon was married to Carrie Fisher.
I'm going to go for false again, Nick.
False again, and with time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. So, was it as nerve-wracking as you expected it to be?
A little bit.
Yeah. Do you think you may have achieved perfection?
I'm not sure about B. I really can't remember that far back.
Well, I'll tell you what, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, let's have a chat with the usual suspects and see what they have to say. Don't forget, they'll be able to hear you. So, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Liz's answers. Louise, let's start off with you. How do you think Liz has done?
I think she's done brilliantly. I'm fairly sure that that's 100% there.
Ben, do you agree?
I do, yeah.
Is it a full house, Richie? Do you all agree?
I think it is, yeah. I think it's perfection.
Huge vote of confidence for you there from the usual suspects. The moment of truth, you need to have answered all 4 perfectly to have won the round. Let's see how many are correct. Just 2 out of 4. Not perfection. And now you've got the usual suspects confused. They can steal the round off you, which would be bad news for you, but of course only if they can find the 2 answers they need to change. Off you go, usual suspects. Time to start chatting, I think.
I reckon B could probably be changed. 'Cause
I
reckon that's
agree.
probably a poke in the dark, to be honest.
I'm trying to think. I worked that night. It was hell working it. But I would say, yeah, OK, we'll go with that one. What about the Dubai?
I don't know, D.
I think it's probably B and D that need to be changed.
You in
Yeah,
agreement?
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
with that, yeah.
Can we please change B from false to true, please?
B
Nick?
from false to true.
And D from false to true.
And D
please.
from false to true, leaving A and C as answered by Liz. OK, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. A banjo traditionally has 16 strings, true or false? False, yeah. It can have up to 12, but usually it's 4 or 5. 1st of January 2000 fell at the weekend, true or false? Yeah, absolutely true. I remember you at home can remember where you were on Millennium Night, but it was a Saturday, which is an extra reason for it to be a horrible night to work, Louise. Quite right. Dubai is located on the island of Borneo, true or false? Yeah, false. It's on the Arabian Peninsula, not in Borneo at all. And the singer Paul Simon was married to Carrie Fisher, true or false? It's true. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. Very well played, Liz. They managed to succeed where you failed, and they've stolen the round, and that can have dire consequences for you. Usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Liz's chances of winning the prize fund harder in the final, and here's how. Appearing before you, Liz, is your final board. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round category options, starting with wood, running through kids' TV, voices, and onto language, with many more in between. If you'd have won that round, you'd have the opportunity of adding 2 categories of your choice to the board. But because the usual suspects stole the round from you, they get to choose 2, trying to make things difficult for you. So, which 2 would you like?
Golfers? I'm not too sure Liz knows an awful lot about golfers.
I'm going to say golfers then, please. And I would have thought, let's go mad, say comedy films.
Yeah, OK.
Golfers and comedy films go into the final. Thank you very much. Well done, usual suspects. Very well played. You won the first round. It's time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 2. Well, I don't know. With 4 boys, you might have a boy into golf. You might have golf on the TV all the time.
No, I'm afraid not.
Nothing.
Nothing. No, not good at golf.
Comedy films?
Depends on the question.
It
Could
does,
be
doesn't it?
okay. Could be
No,
okay.
yeah, good point. All right, so pick 2 that you're desperate to avoid on that list.
England bosses and fishes.
OK, and which 2 will you be choosing given the opportunity?
Kids TV. Language.
OK, you ready for the next round?
Yes.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds start now. Rotterdam is the capital of the Netherlands.
That's false. It's The Hague.
False. The star sign Pisces is represented by a fish.
That's true.
True. Robbie Fowler's professional career began at Everton Football Club.
Or was it Everton or Liverpool? I'm going to say false.
False. And finally, the Guardian newspaper was founded in 1648.
False.
False. Very decisive with your answers.
I don't know whether that's a good thing or not.
Oh, I
but
think so,
it's,
because you can talk yourself out of things, can't
yeah,
you?
I go with a gut feeling.
Give me the chance this time?
Perhaps. I'm not sure about C. My dad was an avid Liverpool supporter who was born in Anfield, so
You
I
better got
really
this
should
right.
know this.
OK, well, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So these are the 4 statements, and next to them are Liz's answers. What do you think, Ben?
I'm not too sure about A.
Interesting. Richie,
Yeah, I agree, A.
you're agreeing with Ben there. What do you think, Louise?
I'm going to say she's pretty much got them all right, actually.
Ah, well, there's the moment of truth. Let's find out how many are correct. Congratulations, Liz. You have achieved perfection. Well, Louise called it right. She said you'd achieve perfection, and she was absolutely right. Let's have a look at those in more detail, shall we? Rotterdam is the capital of Netherlands. You said that was false. It is, in fact, false. Amsterdam is the official capital. But interestingly, The Hague, as you said, is the seat of government. The star sign Pisces is represented by a fish. True or false? Well, of course, we know that to be true. Robbie Fowler's professional career began at Everton FC. You said you hope you get this right for your dad, really more than anything else. And it is, of course, false. Despite being an Everton fan, he started his career actually at Liverpool. And finally, the Guardian newspaper was founded in 1648. True or false? Yes, it is false because it's way too early. Founded in 1821 as the Manchester Guardian, actually, and then became the Guardian in 1959. Let's see the final board. Usual suspects chose the first two categories, but you won that round, so you get to choose the next two. Which two would you like?
Kids TV, please, Nick.
Kids TV goes into the final, and?
Language, please.
And language. Well, usual suspects, you didn't get a look in there. Louise was absolutely right. I'm going to switch you off for now. We'll see you in the next round. Well done. By choosing your own categories, you've made the final that little bit easier. And if you can do it again, it's not so much a matter of choosing categories that you love on there, it's avoiding the ones that they will set you almost certainly if they get the opportunity. So, let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. Mr. Spock is a character in Star Wars.
Mr. Spock was in Star Trek, so that's false.
False. Joan Collins is model Cara Delevingne's godmother.
I'm going to go for true. I really don't know, but true.
True. The Tangelo is a cross between a tangerine and a grapefruit.
I'll go for true.
True. And finally, the Adirondack Mountains are next to the Himalayas.
I'll go for false.
False.
For that one,
And with
please.
that, you've answered all 4 statements. You sound more confident.
I'm not so sure. B, I really don't know about Joan Collins. And I'm not sure about D either, really.
Let's have a chat with the usual suspects and see what they think first, shall we? Right, here are the statements. Let's get straight into it. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I've never heard of a Tangelo, but all the other ones seem good, yeah.
Ben?
I would have thought B is incorrect, but I'm no expert, so I'm not too sure.
On Joan Collins or Cara Delevingne or godmothers in general?
All 3.
Right.
I'm not very good.
Louise?
I'd be the same with Tangelo. I'm thinking it's something to do with tomato.
Oh, right. The moment of truth. Let's find out how many are correct, shall we? Congratulations, Liz. You have achieved perfection again. Well, Mr. Punch says that's the way to do it. Let's go through them in more detail, shall we? Mr. Spock is a character in Star Wars. True or false? Of course, it is false because he's in Star Trek, as you said. Joan Collins is model Cara Delevingne's godmother. Absolutely true, despite Ben's reservations. The Tangelo is a cross between a tangerine and a grapefruit. Despite Louise's reservations, that's also true. And the Adirondack Mountains are next to the Himalayas. You said it's false, and it is false because any idea where they are?
I've no idea where they are.
Mostly in New York State.
Really?
Yeah. Let's have a look at your final board, shall we? Because you won that round, you've earned the right to choose 2 more categories to add to the board.
I think I'm going to go for voices.
Voices goes in, and
Baltics, please.
Baltics goes in. We now know our 6 final categories. They are golfers, comedy films, kids' TV, language, voices, and Baltics. Well, quiet time for you up there, really, wasn't it? Usual suspects. Round 2 and round 3 didn't really get a look in there. Time to switch you off, and we'll see you a little bit later on. Well, you've chosen 4 of the 6 categories. Got to be in with a chance now, and you're on fire at the moment.
Quite surprising, really.
Don't be surprised, be confident if I was you. Liz, for £3,000, it's time to play the final. Liz, this is the all-important final. If you could achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £3,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which would be great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £4,000 on the next game. So let's play the final round. Liz, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £3,000. Think carefully. There's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. You ready?
I am, Nick.
Let's reveal your first statement. Golfers. Bernard Langer won the Masters title twice.
I don't know much about golf. Bernard Langer doesn't ring any bells with me. I'm going to say false, Nick.
False. Comedy films. Bruce Forsyth appeared in one of the Carry On films.
Well, I don't remember seeing Bruce Forsyth in the Carry On films, but he could have done when he was younger. I'm going to say true, Nick.
True. Those are the 2 categories that were chosen for you by the usual suspects out of the way. Now we're on to the ones that you chose for yourself. Kids TV. Children's characters Charlie and Lola are sisters.
That's false because Charlie is a boy.
False. Language. A quadrille is a unit of 4 soldiers.
Well, quad obviously means 4. But quadrille, I'm going to say true.
True. Voices. Friz Freleng provided the voice for Bugs Bunny.
It doesn't ring any bells. I think it was somebody else that provided the voice. So I'm going to say false.
False. And finally, Baltics. Murmansk is an Estonian port city.
Again, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to say false for that one.
False. And with that, you've answered all 6 statements, and those answers are locked in. Remember, if you've made a single mistake, you leave with nothing. So which ones are you worried about?
A, B, E, and F.
Really?
Yes. Not sure.
All right, let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say. So you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Liz's answers. Liz, your answers are now locked in, and you can't change them by yourself. But if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock the board with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. So, Liz, who would you like to hear from first?
I'll go to Louise first, please.
I'm sure you've got one wrong. Sadly, I really can't be clear about others sufficiently enough to help you. I'm sorry, but I do wish you luck.
Ruling yourself out there.
Richie?
Yeah, I also think you've got one wrong, and I'm unsure on a couple as well. So I think I'll have to rule myself out as well. But good luck.
Do you want to hear from the very decisive Ben?
Yes, please.
Sorry, Liz, I can't be of much use, I'm afraid. I don't have a clue, unsurprisingly. Sorry.
No, don't be tough on yourself, Ben. You've done very well so far. You've been the deciding factor on many games up till now. Yeah.
Thank you.
However, he is effectively useless on this occasion because he is ruling himself out in terms of being of any use to you. So I'm afraid it looks like none of the usual suspects are prepared to join you. Guys, you be clear, none of you are prepared to go in no matter how much of the £3,000 was offered.
Sorry, no.
No, you're kind of on your own, I'm afraid. £3,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. Well, now that it doesn't matter, we can find out. Louise, which ones are you worried about?
Well, I'm fairly sure that B is wrong.
OK. Ben, you're worried about and one in particular?
No.
Several?
I'm just several, as in
Or just generally confused?
I'm just generally confused.
OK.
Nick. Sorry. As usual.
Richie?
Yeah, I also thought B was wrong.
Oh, so there's a general feeling that B's wrong. Well, they might not be right. Starting at the top there, Bernard Langer won the Masters title twice. You had to think about this. To be fair, you said you didn't know a great deal about golf.
No.
So this was always going to be a bit of a punt in the dark. So you said false. We'd like this to turn red for you to get you off to a good start. So is it true or false? True, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's true. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things. If you don't know the answer, you've got to take a guess. And on this occasion, it just fell on the wrong side for you. It means you haven't achieved perfection and you won't be taking home any cash on this occasion. I wonder whether you can still achieve perfection at home. Bruce Forsyth appeared in one of the Carry On films. The usual suspects, Richie and Louise, both thought that you might have got this one wrong. You said true. Is it true or false? It is false. He actually has never appeared in a Carry On film. You'd have thought he was around at the time they were all being made. He was an entertainer and well known at the time.
Yes.
You'd thought he'd have taken a part in one of the zillions of films they made, but no, absolutely not. children's characters Charlie and Lola are sisters. You said this was false because they are, well, one of them's
A boy.
a boy. So is it true or false? Yes, it is false because Charlie is a boy, as you so rightly point out. A quadrille is a unit of 4 soldiers. You thought this might be true on the basis that quad is 4, so you went for true. Is it true or false? False. Yeah, I'm afraid. It's a dance, French dance. Also a card game. Friz Freleng provided the voice for Bugs Bunny. You said this was false. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false. Very well done. He animated the cartoons. It was Mel Blanc who did Bugs Bunny's voice. So famously, so you're absolutely right. Where are we now? 3 wrong and 2 right. Okay, so we could do with another one to go right, can we? Murmansk is an Estonian port city. You said false. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false. Very well done. Murmansk is, of course, in Russia, so you're absolutely right. So in the end, it was 3 right and 3 wrong, which is not bad, really.
Half in half.
And you won 2 rounds of perfection in the round, so you did very well there. Usual suspects, great news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £4,000. Liz, it means you failed to achieve perfection, and that means you go home without the cash. You enjoyed yourself?
Yes, very much so.
I'm very pleased to hear it. Good luck with those 4 boys back at home and your business. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Liz. It's now time to meet the next usual suspect, hoping to play perfection today. Usual suspect, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ian from Halesowen in the West Midlands, and I'm a singer.
Best of luck to all of you as we now find out which one of you has been randomly picked to play perfection. Ian, it's you, in fact. Please come down and join me. Ian, welcome to the game. Now, singer,
Yes.
and you're currently a singing waiter.
Yeah, basically it's a surprise thing. So you act as a waiter or a butler and basically serve dinner or drinks. And then towards the end of the service of dinner, there's normally some kind of argument and it turns into a song and then it turns into a bit of a
Oh, I see.
concert.
Oh,
Bit of a
very
party.
good. Yeah, well, look, best of luck.
Thank
Ian, it's
you.
now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates, now they're your enemies. Here's the good news, nobody's won the last 3 games, so the
Yes.
prize fund currently stands at £4,000.
Fantastic.
So, without wanting to jump the gun, have you got that earmarked for anything in particular?
Yep, I know exactly what I would do with it. I'm learning to drive at the moment. 37 and I still can't drive. So yeah, I would be buying a car with that money, definitely. A nice
luck.
second-hand car.
Yeah, no, you get a decent, nice
Yeah,
second-hand gun. At
definitely.
37, your insurance won't be too bad either once you get started.
Exactly.
All right, well, 3 rounds of the final to come. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now so you can't see or hear anything, but as soon as Ian makes a mistake, you'll be back in the game. Are you ready?
Yep.
Then let's play perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds start now. Robin Thicke's real name is Robert Stupide.
I'm pretty sure that is false.
False. Lapis lazuli is the scientific name for rabbit.
No, I think that's false. I think that's some kind of stone.
False. Lyndon Johnson died before the end of the Vietnam War.
I'm going to go true.
True. And finally, Luton Airport is in Kent.
No, Luton Airport is in Bedford, I think, so I'm going to go false for that one as well.
False. And with time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. That sounded like a very positive round for you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about C, actually, but the other ones, yeah, I feel OK about them, actually.
Before we find out exactly how well you've done, we'll have a quick chat with the usual suspects
Okay.
first. So here are the 4 statements, and next to them are Ian's answers. Louise, what do you think?
I would most definitely query C, I think. Yeah.
You think they might be wrong there. Ben?
Louise has stolen my answer. I would have queried C as well.
And Richie?
Yeah, if it's not perfection, I think C would be the only one I would make false. Yeah.
Well, they all think that you might have made a mistake here. Nonetheless, it's the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Congratulations, Ian. You have achieved perfection. Oh, what a fantastic start.
Yeah, shocker.
No, be confident.
Yeah, a good shocker, a good
Yeah.
shocker.
So let's go through them in more detail. Robin Thicke's real name is Robert Stupide. No, of course, that is false. He was born Robin Charles Thicke. exactly as
okay.
you said. There you go.
Yeah.
Lapis lazuli is the scientific name for rabbit, and that, of course, is false. They're trying to lead you astray with the lapis, as in lapin. But in actual fact, it's quite right. It's a semi-precious stone. And Lyndon Johnson died before the end of the Vietnam War. It is absolutely true, despite the doubts of the usual suspects. And Luton Airport is in Kent. You said that was false. Of course, it is false because it's in
Bedfordshire.
Exactly right. So very well played. As a result of that perfect performance, you've made winning the prize fund a lot easier, and here's how. Appearing before you is your final board. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round category options, starting with Canadian rock, running through poets, World War II, and on to textiles, with many more in between. Now, because you won the round, you've earned the right to choose 2 categories to add to the board. So which 2 do you fancy?
US TV drama.
OK, let's put that in.
I read quite a lot, so I'm going to go for novels.
And novels goes into the final. Well, usual suspects. If he carries on like this, you're not going to get a look in, are you? But we'll see you in the next round. Cheerio. So now they've gone, we can have a little chat about that list as well. Which 2 are you quite keen to avoid?
World War II and The Commons.
And the next 2 that you'll choose?
Canadian rock, maybe. I'm assuming that might be a bit of Bryan Adams in there. Gardening. My dad's a massive gardener, so something might have rubbed off on me. A bit of knowledge might have stuck in there somewhere.
You mean he's a massive fan of gardening, or he's a massive gardener?
No, he's a massive fan of gardening.
All right, well, look, you made a great start to the game. If you're ready, shall we continue the vibe?
Yes.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. Jose Mourinho has been Chelsea manager more than once.
I know nothing about football. I'm just going to guess true.
True. Tobias Smollett is a Dickens character.
That does sound like a Dickens character. I'm going to go with true again for that one.
True. Miss Marple appears in Death on the Nile.
Yeah, I think that's true as well.
True. And finally, Jimi Hendrix is buried in London.
That's something about that rings true in my head, so I'm going to go with true with that one as well.
True. And with that, you've answered all 4 statements. You looked a little bit more unsure that time round.
I have pretty much guessed all 4 of those.
Right.
The only one that I'm possibly the most sure on is C, the Miss Marple one.
All right, well, usual suspects don't need to know that, so let's bring them back in. Remember, they'll be able to hear you. So here are the statements and the answers. Ben, can you see anything wrong here?
I don't know if Miss Marple got out that much. I'm not too sure if she went all the way to Egypt. So I'm going to say that C could potentially be wrong.
Louise?
I'm pretty sure B, C and D are wrong.
Well, the first time it was a vote of confidence. They thought you might have done quite well. This time, they think you've done disastrously. Let's find out for ourselves, shall we? How many are right? Well, just 1 out of 4.
Yikes.
The predictions from the usual suspects were quite accurate, certainly not perfection, and they get a chance now to steal the round from you, but only if they can find the 3 that they need to change. So off you go.
Well, it's definitely Poirot for Death on the Nile, so that's definite. So C, we definitely need to change from true to false.
C changes from true to false.
Dickens, it just doesn't sound like a Dickens character to me. Shall we go with B?
No, I didn't see that.
If we could change B from true to false as well,
B from
please.
true to false, which leaves you a choice now between A and D.
I am a football fan, and I think he has been more than
Okay.
once. And I know there is a rock star buried in London, but I don't think it's Jimi Hendrix. So
we change D
I
then?
think we change D from true to false, please.
And D changes from true to false, leaving A as answered by Ian. All right, well, the usual suspects have worked their way through it. I wonder whether they're right. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Jose Mourinho has been Chelsea manager more than once. True or false? True. Very well done, Louise. Very well done indeed. And you know where this is going to go now, don't you? Because you need to change 3 and keep 1 the same. Tobias Smollett is a Dickens character. True or false? Yeah, false. He was a Scottish novelist who wrote Humphrey Clinker. Miss Marple appears in Death on the Nile. True or false? False, because of course it was Poirot who was the central character of Death on the Nile. And Jimi Hendrix is buried in London. True or false? It's false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. In actual fact, Jimi Hendrix died in London but is buried in Renton, Washington. Let's have a look at your final board. Currently, 2 subject categories chosen by Ian, but because you, the usual suspects, won that last round, you get to choose the next 2.
I reckon, and I could be wrong, Ian might not know an awful lot about China. Do you think?
If
been
it's
on
the
a cruise.
if it's the country.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it could be a good point. Yeah.
Canadian rock. I'm not sure.
That sounds unusual. We'll go with Canadian rock for one of them, please.
Canadian rock goes into the final, and
The Commons.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yes, we'll have the Commons as
Yeah.
well, please.
the Commons goes into the final. Congratulations, usual suspects. You've won the second round. It's time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 3. Well, that's a kind of mixed bag, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You didn't fancy the Commons,
Not really, not
but
particularly.
you were going to choose Canadian rock yourself, so they've
Yeah,
done you a
I'm
bit of a favour there.
Quite happy about that one.
All right, ready to carry on?
Yes.
Then let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. Beyonce appeared in a Pink Panther film.
I know she was in Austin Powers. I don't think she was in the Pink Panther. I'm going to say false.
False. Knotty Ash is an area of Manchester.
I've heard of that, and I have been to Manchester quite a few times. I'm going to say true.
True. The ill-fated Apollo 13 lifted off on Friday the 13th, 1975.
No, I'm going to go for false.
False. And finally, Shaun Murphy has been world snooker champion.
My dad will kill me and know nothing about snooker, but I'm going to go for false.
False. Good use of the time to have a little think about it. And nice to make reference to your dad,
Yeah.
who we know isn't a huge gardener, but is a gardener who has a huge
Yeah.
fan. Yeah. So it didn't sound like you're most confident around that.
No, not at all, not at all. I'm pretty sure about A. B, kind of, but C and D, they are just guesses, really.
All right, before we reveal how well you've done, let's have another chat with the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements. Louise, what do you think?
Something in me says that B is wrong, and that's probably more in the Liverpool area. Don't know why. And I also think D could possibly be wrong.
Ben, is Louise right that Ian is wrong?
I think he's wrong about something, but my inkling is that A might be incorrect.
Richie?
Yeah, I think B is incorrect. I think Ken Dodd was Liverpudlian, so I'm presuming it was around there.
OK, well, again, they seem to think you might have slipped up on this occasion. Let's see how many are correct. Ooh, just 1 out of 4. Certainly not a perfect round, and once again, the usual suspects have a chance to steal the round if they can find the 3 that they need to change.
I don't think something would have took off on Friday
No,
the 13th,
I agree
would
with
it?
you there. Yeah. So it's got to be the other 3, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I would
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah. I just
don't
think
think
they'd
they
be
would allow it, yeah.
superstitious. Yeah. So please maybe change A from false to true, please.
A from false to true,
B from true to false.
B from true to false,
And D from false to true.
and D from false to true, leaving C as answered by Ian. Usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. Beyonce appeared in a Pink Panther film. Is that true or false? Yes, true. The Steve Martin Pink Panther film. Knotty Ash is an area of Manchester. True or false? Yeah, it's false because it's an area of Liverpool where Ken Dodd grew up. And that's why he made the Diddy Men come from Knotty Ash. The ill-fated Apollo 13 lifted off on Friday the 13th, 1975. This is the key one, isn't it? Is that true or false? Yes, it is false. Very well played, usual suspects. It was Saturday, the 11th of April, 1917, that it took off. So that's a completely made-up date, effectively. And Shaun Murphy has been world snooker champion. True or false? True. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. So, Ian, they succeeded where you failed and they've stolen the round. Let's see the final board. There are 4 subject categories already chosen, and because you won the last round, usual suspects, you get to choose the last 2 to try and trip him up in the final.
I'm still standing by China. But, you know.
And I was thinking gardening.
World War II or economics, I would say.
Okay, so split vote. I'm going to be assertive and say China, and also gardening, please.
China. Gardening goes into the final as well. We now know our 6 final categories. They are US TV drama, novels, Canadian rock, The Commons, China, and gardening. OK, guys, time to switch you off for the final time. Right, well, China.
I've worked in China, actually, in Shanghai, so
That's handy.
could be lucky.
And, of course, we talked about gardening.
Yeah,
Might be given a chance there.
yeah, come on, Dad, don't fail me now.
Ian, for £4,000, it's time to play the final. Ian, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £4,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which would be great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £5,000 on the next game. Let's play the final round. Here are your final 6 categories. Now, you must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £4,000. Think carefully. There is no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. Are you ready?
Okay, yep.
Then let's reveal your first statement. US TV drama. Breaking Bad is set in New Mexico.
Oh, this is the one series that I haven't actually watched yet. It's kind of deserty from the clips that I've seen. Yeah, I'm going to go for true.
True. Novels. Fear is the Key is a novel by Alistair MacLean.
Don't know anything about Alistair MacLean. Fear is the Key. I'm going to go true with that one. It is a guess.
True. Canadian rock. You said it might be Bryan Adams, didn't you?
Had to be, didn't it?
Bryan Adams recorded a hit single with Tina Turner. True or false?
I can't think of a song that they've sung together. I know he's done a few duets, but I don't think Tina Turner's one of them. I'm going to say false for that one.
False. The Commons. The Speaker, John Bercow, was a Labour MP.
I'm probably like the least political person. I'm going to go with true.
True. China. The Kuomintang is the Chinese equivalent of MI6.
Kuomintang. That's ringing some kind of bell in my head. I'm going to go for true with that one.
True. And finally, gardening. Kew Gardens is the Royal Horticultural Society's HQ.
Yeah, I think that's true, actually. I've been to Kew Gardens. Yeah, I'm going to say true for that last one.
True. And with that, you've answered all 6 statements, and they are locked in. Which ones are you worried about?
Fear is the Key by Alistair MacLean and the Labour MP. I'm really not sure about that.
All right, well, if you make one single mistake, of course, you go home with nothing. Let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say. So you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Ian's answers. Ian, your answers are now locked in, and you can't change them by yourself. But if you think you may have made a mistake, you can unlock the board with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Ian, who would you like to hear from first?
I'd like to hear from Louise.
There are definitely 2 wrong. I would come and help you, but I'd want half your money, £2,000.
Interesting.
I'd like to hear what the others have got to say first. Ben, please.
I'm 100% certain that one of them is wrong, but I'm not so sure on the rest, so I'm not going to be much help, I'm afraid.
So Ben's ruled himself out.
And Richie?
Yeah, again, there's one definitely wrong. I'm unsure about 2 to 3 more, so I don't think I'd be prepared to come down. Good luck.
You have one offer from Louise to come down and help out for £2,000 of your £4,000 prize fund. What do you want to do?
I'd be more than happy for Louise to come down and help me out.
We agreed then, Louise?
Yes.
Jolly good for £2,000 of the £4,000 on offer. Louise, please come down and join us. OK, Ian, you've asked Louise to help. If you achieve perfection, it will cost you £2,000 of your potential prize fund of £4,000. Louise, you have now forfeited your chance to play in the next game. This is your only chance at winning perfection. Have you done the right thing? We're about to find out, I think. Here are the final round statements. The board is effectively open now. Which ones were you going to encourage Ian to change, Louise?
I would have thought F as one of them, and possibly C.
Oh, OK.
What were yours?
Alistair MacLean novel, Fear is the Key. I really didn't know that. I've not really heard of him, to be honest.
Right.
The other one was the Labour MP. I wasn't sure about John Bercow.
I'm pretty convinced that's right. If I'm absolutely honest, I'm pretty much guessing most of them. The only one I would think about was Bryan Adams.
Because I can remember, like, he did one with Mel C, he did one with Barbra Streisand, I think.
That's
I
true.
can't think of one that he's done with Tina Turner.
You're absolutely right now I think about it, yeah. I can't think of a Tina Turner song myself.
So we're down to F, really. Kew Gardens. I can't think of another kind of gardening kind of centre that it would be based at, can you?
Q just doesn't seem right to me, but it's up to you.
Horticultural. It's something that I've just kind of... I have a feeling about, and I can't think of any other place where it would be.
Okay.
Are you happy to...
Hey, I'm happy to stick with you now. Yeah, we've gone through them. I'm more confident than I was now that we've spoken.
I hope I don't regret it, but I'm going to leave them the same. I'm going to lock them in as they are and hope that F is right. Well, I hope they're all right.
OK, lock them all in exactly the same then. Your answers are now locked in. £4,000 at stake, £2,000 to Ian, £2,000 to Louise. 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. Right, where do we start? Well, we could either start at the top, or it's slightly fascinated by F, which was the big talking point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we should deal with it.
Okay.
Let's
do it.
find out whether Ian was right to talk Louise out of that one, or whether really you should have listened to Louise right away. So let's start with F. Kew Gardens is the Royal Horticultural Society's HQ. Now, Ian, you said this was true. You talked about it and finally came to the conclusion you'll stick with true. If you're right and this turns green, it was a great decision. If it turns red, it means you should have listened to Louise, and then it becomes a bit more interesting, and of course the money rolls over straight away for the usual suspects. So, is it true or false? It's false.
I'm sorry.
It's OK.
Their HQ is in central London, at a place called Vincent Square.
Okay.
That is a bit of a disaster at the bottom there, and it means that you can't achieve perfection and you won't be taking the money home. I wonder whether you can still achieve perfection at home. I'm also interested to know just how close you got. So let's start at the top and make our way through, shall we? Breaking Bad is set in New Mexico. Ian, you said this was true. Is it true or false? Yeah, it is true. Fear is the Key is a novel by Alistair MacLean. This is one that you thought you might fall over on and might get into difficulty on. But you went with true. Is it true or false? It's true. Bryan Adams recorded a hit single with Tina Turner. Now, when this subject came up, Canadian rock, you said, well, I hope that's Bryan Adams, because I know about that kind of thing. But you thought this was false, and Louise was happy, although Louise thought that it came down, what was the other thing that she wanted to talk to you about? Either way, you said false. Is it true or false? It's true. 1985, It's Only Love. That was the hit single they had together.
Yeah, I don't think I know that one.
So if you'd have changed those two when Louise came down, you'd be on 4 out of 4 now. The Speaker, John Bercow, was a Labour MP. You said this was true. Louise was happy to stick with that as true. Is it true or is it false? Yes, it's false. There you go. Tory MP originally for Buckingham. And it is technically still Tory MP, but he's Speaker of the House now, and as such has to be even-handed on both sides. And the Kuomintang is the Chinese equivalent of MI6. You said this was true. Is it true or false? Yeah, it's false in actual fact. It is, in fact, the Chinese Nationalist Party.
Okay.
So in the end, it was 4 and 2 board. Great news for you, usual suspects, because the prize fund rolls over to the next game where one of you could be playing for a total of £5,000. Ian and Louise, you failed to achieve perfection. I hope you enjoyed playing at least.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Ian and Louise, you've been great contestants. Let's hear it for Ian and Louise, everybody. Well, that's all we have time for. Please join us again next time when our usual suspects have the chance to play again, this time for £5,000. But remember, on this show, we only pay for perfection. Goodbye.